Yes.
Okay. Uh, Last lecture we were studying about the costing techniques in strategic cost management, and we had already studied the throughput costing. Now, throughput costing, let us have overview about throughput costing. So, in throughput costing, we are going to only consider direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses. Whenever we are going to use this costing technique, at that time we will not use the overheads. So what is the difference between overheads and cost? Costs are nothing but direct. The costs are cost of raw material, cost of direct labor, and cost of direct expenses. That is called as a prime cost. Means what, we will consider only prime cost as of now while doing the planning through throughput costing. Means what, all kind of overheads. Overheads means what, all indirect expenses regarding to material, regarding to labor, and regarding to your expenses, we should not consider over here. Getting this? All other costs counted as a operating cost. Means what, all overheads will be considered as a operating cost. We will take it later on. Okay. In throughput costing, while making the planning of throughput costing, we will consider only direct costs or only 100% variable cost over. And if we, the throughput cost is the sales revenue minus all input level spending for direct cost. Means what, here from this sale I will deduct only direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses cost. Means here in throughput costing we will not consider the indirect expenses, indirect labor, indirect labor, indirect material, and indirect expenses as of now. Whenever they arrive in the future, I will add that time. But right now, at the time of making the planning of costing, I will not consider this. That is about the throughput costing that we had studied in the last lecture. Okay. So in throughput costing, all operating costs we will take it later. Okay. And throughput cost, in throughput cost, we will consider only 100% variable cost. 100%. So in the previous lecture also we had seen the variable cost and fixed cost. Can anybody tell me what is the variable cost and what is fixed cost? क्या होती है वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, किसको बोलते हैं और फिक्स कॉस्ट किसको बोलते हैं? Yes, have any idea? Anybody? What is variable and what is fixed? Can anybody tell? Because in case of manufacturing process, there are two types of cost. One is the variable cost, another is the fixed cost. We had already discussed about this variable cost and fixed cost in first session or in second session of this subject, in which we had seen about the classification of cost or classification of overheads. Okay. Now, variable cost means what? The cost which is 100% vary with the level of activity, with your production. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, जितना भी मशीनरी रन किया उतना ही बिल आएगा, अगर मशीनरी नहीं रन किया तो मेरा बिल जीरो रहेगा. दैट इज 100% वेरिएबल कॉस्ट. गेटिंग दिस? आफ्टर दैट वन मोर कॉस्ट इज द लेबर कॉस्ट. तो जितना भी मशीनरी चलाएगा उतना ही लेबर का पेमेंट देना है. अगर इफ वी हैव स्टॉप मशीनरी एट दैट टाइम वी शुड नॉट नीड टू मेक द पेमेंट ऑफ लेबर. मींस एज पर द activities, as per the functions, those costs which change 100% or which vary 100%, all these costs are called as a variable cost. And fixed cost means what? The cost which should not change as per the level of activity. Getting this? So for example, factory rent, then your uh, you know your interest on the loans, then your interest on deposits. So this is not going to change as per my level of activity. तो रेंट कितना भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करो, उतना रेंट आइडल रखो या मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करो, लेकिन उतना तो रेंट मुझे किसी भी हालत में देना है. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट. Now in throughput cost, we should only consider 100% super variable cost. Means what, we should not take into consideration semi variable cost as well. Okay, so this is and throughput costing is utilized only for internal use. Only for sake of internal use you can use this. So for external use I can't use this. For making the production planning, for making the inventory planning, for the making the planning of your overheads, we can use this. Okay, to decide your profitability level, to decide your sale volume, you can use this. And throughput costing is relevant only for internal use of man. इंटरनल यूज के लिए सिर्फ हम लोग ये यूज करते हैं. That is about the throughput costing that we had seen in the last lecture. Now next one is the lean manufacturing. Now lean is nothing but waste or removing of waste and making very slim. Or lean means what? Lean is the one of the manufacturing process. Lean is the one of the manufacturing process, and from this lean manufacturing process, there is one word came, that is the lean accounting. Lean means what? Unnecessary activity will be removed out. Unnecessary activities will be removed, due to which cost of this unnecessary activity automatically decreases. Try to understand. Lean accounting means what? Here, whatever are unnecessary activities which are there into the production system, we will remove, we will waste, we will remove the waste, we will remove the scrap, we will remove the reworks, because each and every activity in the organization, it bears some cost. कोई भी एक्टिविटी बिजनेस में होती है, प्रोडक्शन सिस्टम में होती है, तो उसका डेफिनेटली कुछ कॉस्ट आती है. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल, if you increases the waste and scrap, so waste and scrap are generated due to mistake of the operators. तो अगर वेस्ट जनरेट होता है या कुछ वेस्ट जनरेट होता है या स्क्रैप जनरेट होता है, इसका मतलब क्या है? उसके ऊपर कुछ प्रोसेसेस हैज बीन कंडक्टेड. सम प्रोसेसेस हैज बीन कंडक्टेड. फॉर एग्जांपल, मटेरियल वाया मेरा खराब हो गया, उसके बाद लेबर ने जिसके ऊपर काम किया है, उसका लेबर का सैलरी, तो मुझे लेबर ऐसा नहीं बोलेगा कि मैंने इसके ऊपर काम किया लेकिन वो वेस्ट हो गया, तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि मुझे सैलरी नहीं मिलेगी. So I have to pay the salary, as well as the material which is going to waste, which is the raw material which I had purchased. So the supplier who has been given me this raw material, I have to make his payment. Means what? Whatever wastes are there, whatever scraps are there, we have to pay certain amount of expenses on this waste as well as on scrap. And somehow this should reflect in my books of accounts. ये सारी चीजें मेरे books of accounts में उसका एंट्री हो जाए. Getting this? तो लीन अकाउंटिंग में मुझे क्या करना है? So whatever are the scrap activities we should generate, waste activities, we should have to find it first, and we should remove those kind of activities before starting the manufacturing or before starting the activities. So we have to identify this kind of scrap or unnecessary activities in the production system, in the manufacturing system, and we should delete or we should remove these kind of activities. In lean manufacturing, what we are doing, we are finding such kind of activities we should not add value into my product. कौन से एक्टिविटीज प्रोडक्शन सिस्टम में है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सिस्टम में है कि जो एक्टिविटी मेरे प्रोडक्ट में वैल्यू नहीं ऐड करती है, वही एक्टिविटी हम लोग क्या करेंगे, आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे, उसका एनालिसिस करेंगे और वी विल रिमूव दोज काइंड ऑफ एक्टिविटीज. And automatically what will happen, by removing these kind of activities, the expenses of these kind of activities we should also skip, we should also save. So automatically what will happen, overall cost of production will decrease, overall cost of production will decrease because we have removed this unnecessary activities. So due to saving in the cost, you will deliver your product at cheaper prices. Getting this? So what will happen? So automatically you will generate more and more profit. So this is the advantage of lean accounting. So in lean accounting, what we are doing, we are identifying unnecessary steps, waste, and unnecessary scraps which are going to be generated, unnecessary activities, and we should try to remove these kind of activities and we should save the cost. Okay, now see the screen. Lean accounting is what? The term lean accounting describes the financial reporting practices used by the company that embraces lean thinking. Lean thinking and accurate thinking or exact thinking, or it is kind of thinking by which no unnecessary non-value added activities are involved. It focuses on value delivered to the client and waste elimination through the better workflow and material management. In lean management, we should focus to remove the waste at the inspection, at the inceptions, as well as what we are doing. We are trying to manage material very smooth process. So no reworks are there, no scraps will be generated, no waste will be generated. So if we remove these kind of things with the lean accounting, then what will happen? We will save our cost. It is a streamline accounting processes within a company to maximize the productivity, service, quality, and profit. This is one of the accounting process that is also for internal use. Getting this? So which will help us to increase the productivity, to modify your service, as well as to provide, to modify your quality of the product, as well as to increase the profit. That's why lean accounting will be used. It uses the variety of different concepts and tools to maximize the efficiency and to maximize the profit. Profit maximize करने के लिए, efficiency maximize करने के लिए हम लोग lean accounting use करते हैं. Okay. This lean accounting involves looking at the numbers differently than traditional accounting. Means what we are doing, whatever expenses we have incurred in the traditional accounting, we can do it study, and we will understand why these expenses has been occurred. Can we skip these expenses? Can we delete the expenses? Do we have another alternatives to save the cost? Accordingly, we will work on the traditional costing and we will utilize this lean accounting. The main approach to lean accounting is how inventory is stored and recorded. So whatever are the inventory acquiring costs, whatever are the costs for maintaining the inventories, as well as what kind of methodology you are using to record the inventory. It may be having simple weighted average cost, LIFO method, that is last in first or first in first out method. What kind of method are you are using? Whether you are using simple average, weighted average cost method, or LIFO method or FIFO method. Okay. So what we are doing, unnecessary or unwanted things we are trying to remove. A lean company will be generally have less stock at the given time to maximize short-term profits. So whenever material is required, what I will do, I will carry material or I will borrow material just in time. Just in time में यानी अगर 11 बजे मुझे मटेरियल चाहिए तो 10:50 को मटेरियल मेरे गेट में होना चाहिए, गेट पे ऊपर होना चाहिए. I will not hold unnecessary stock of 1 week or 1 month. लीन क्या बोलती है, जब आपको चाहिए तभी उसी टाइम को मटेरियल हायर करो. Getting this is nothing but just in time approach. So just in time saves your material carrying cost, material handling cost, electricity, warehousing cost. So many costs. Then your processing cost, ordering cost, ये सब कुछ हम लोग सेव कर सकते हैं. क्योंकि अगर मुझे 11 बजे मटेरियल चाहिए तो अगर मैंने if I find such a supplier who will deliver me material at 10:50 AM in the morning, तो 10 मिनट में हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं, 10 मिनट का इन्वेंट्री कैरिंग कॉस्ट ज्यादा नहीं है. रादर देन दिस, अगर मुझे आज 11 बजे मटेरियल चाहिए और मैंने 2 वीक पहले अगर मंगवाया तो क्या हो जाएगा, आई हैव टू स्टोर दिस मटेरियल इनटू माय स्टोर हाउस. Getting this, where electricity is required, water is required, then shopkeepers will be required, this floor keepers will be required, then watchman is required. Means what, carrying material in advance will bear certain cost. So these costs we will be removing through lean accounting or lean manufacturing. तो ये सारी जो unnecessary charges है, unnecessary चीजें हैं, वो हम लोग क्या करेंगे, remove करेंगे through the lean accounting. To remove this kind of activities through the lean accounting, first I need to study the traditional accounting system. What is the actual accounting system? How it operates? Okay, the main approach to lean accounting is how inventory is stored and recorded. Okay, and here if we reduce the stock level, if we keep the minimum stock level in the organization, at that time your profitability rate will increase. So this is the benefit of lean accounting. Inventory will also be recorded on the balance sheets as the total value of all inventory rather than allocating the value based on the individual products. So whenever we are going to maintain this inventory carrying cost, at that time in balance, on the basis of total value of inventory, we will record this and we will keep this inventory as less as possible. Now, lean practices are not for reporting requirements, for tax regulations, compliance. Lean accounting होता है या lean practices होते हैं. These lean practices is not to report to the external authorities. This is again internal cost management technique. This is used for internal use to make our processes, internal processes, very fluent and very smooth. For that purpose, we will use these lean practices. Again, try to understand. So whatever accounting system we are maintaining, this is only for internal use. This accounting system is not as per Companies Act 1956. Getting this? So here we will be using this data, this accounting system to improve our production system, to improve our process. Getting this? So lean accounting is very different from the standard accounting methods and is somewhat controversial in the world of finance. Now this is not applied for external parties. So whatever lean accounting management system we are using, this is for internal purpose. To make our processes very effective, we will use this lean accounting. Lean accounting में हम लोग क्या करते हैं? Unnecessary, unwanted things we will remove and which will save our total cost. It does not replace the generally accepted accounting principles. लीन अकाउंटिंग में हम लोग जो मेथोडोलॉजी यूज करेंगे, अकाउंटिंग प्रिंसिपल यूज करेंगे, so same principles we will not replaced by the generally accepted accounting principle. जो कॉस्टिंग के अकाउंटिंग प्रिंसिपल है, गैप्स होते हैं, GAAP गैप, दैट इज जनरली एक्सेप्टेड अकाउंटिंग प्रिंसिपल और प्रैक्टिसेस, वो हम लोग रिमूव नहीं कर सकते हैं, वो हम लोग फॉलो करने ही करने, बट इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ इंटरनल प्रोसेस। लीन अकाउंटिंग इज द पार्ट ऑफ internal process. So if you maintain the lean accounting, that time what could be benefit? So lean accounting help us to increase the profit and decreasing the wasted cost. जो वेस्टेड कॉस्ट है ट्रेडिशनल कॉस्ट सिस्टम में जहाँ पे वेस्ट मेरी कॉस्ट जाती थी, वो रिमूव करने के लिए, वो ओवरकम करने के लिए, एंड इफ यू ओवरकम दिस कॉस्ट ऑटोमेटिकली देयर विल बी कंट्रोल इन द कॉस्ट, दिस में हैपन. Second is the improved company culture. One of the main component of lean accounting is the lean culture. Lean culture means everybody should think to save the cost, to reduce the cost. For example, there is the lunch time and machineries are machinery are in working condition. Electricity is generated. Electricity will be wasting there. As well as there is the lunch time and bulbs are on. So it is my responsibility. If there is no need of certain things at that time, it should be off. मैनेजर केबिन में नहीं है लेकिन फैन चालू है, मैनेजर केबिन में नहीं है लेकिन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का बल्ब चालू है, मैनेजर केबिन में नहीं है लेकिन वाटर चालू है, एसी चालू है, गेटिंग दिस. So these will be generate unnecessary cost to the organization. So wherever it is required, you can find the scope to reduce the cost. मैनेजर केबिन में नहीं है, एसी बंद होना चाहिए, फैन बंद होना चाहिए, लाइट बंद होनी चाहिए, getting this. So accordingly, lean accounting, we should create the lean culture. Lean culture means what everybody should think about. Every employee is working in the organization, he should think, and this should be there in his mind what to do. Okay, and this will encourage teamwork, communication, and improve processes. ओके, अगर मशीनरी की लंच टाइम में मशीनरी बंद होनी चाहिए, लंच टाइम में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बंद होनी चाहिए, मशीनरी कूलर बंद होना चाहिए, उसके बाद जो कुछ एक्टिविटीज रहेगी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, इफ दे आर नॉट इन यूज इट शुड बी ऑफ. जो एक्टिविटी ऐसी है कि जिसका यूज अभी नहीं है वो बंद होनी चाहिए, सो दैट वी कैन सेव इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, वी कैन सेव मनी एज वेल. No less waste. So objective of lean manufacturing is we should create minimum waste. Whenever we are doing the processes, we should think that we should be defective less. We should produce defective less production. So उसमें अगर डिफेक्टिव प्रोडक्ट बनाया तो क्या हो जाएगा, उसमें मेरा मटेरियल जाएगा, मेरा लेबर जाएगा और मेरा ओवरहेड भी जाएगा. So I should not use any defective. I should not manufacture any defective product. That's why my system should be that much strong. My system should be that much effective. My machinery should be up to date. My employee should be skilled. Okay, that time it is possible. As well as I cannot use outdated machinery, outdated tools. Okay, it will decreases your performance. So lean manufacturing's objective is to remove or not to generate waste, because waste are the things where you have blocked your money. And third is the financial management practices. So here lean accounting includes management decisions. On the basis of this, we are going to take the management decisions based on the total value streams profit rather than cost allocation. Cost allocations के हिसाब से हम लोग we will try to understand how much profit we have generated, extra profit we have generated due to the reduction of cost. So this is about lean accounting or lean management. Clear everybody? Lean manufacturing क्या है, lean accounting क्या है? तो lean accounting में हम लोग cost saving करेंगे और cost saving करते समय everybody should think. Okay, and now we are to the last topic or last topic from the second unit, that is business process outsourcing. You must have studied or you must have listened the BPO, KPO, वगैरह. Okay. So before starting with this business process outsourcing, just read this entire slide, then we will discuss. First, go through this slide. I'll give you 2 minutes time. Just read this slide, then we will discuss. What is the business process outsourcing? Because business process outsourcing is also part of strategic cost management. Nowadays, there is increasing trend in the business process outsourcing and knowledge process outsourcing. So just go through this slide, then we will have discussion. Yes, done. Read this slide, yes or no? The students finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see here, we can see there are so many business process outsourcing industries are coming. The importance or the objective of emerging the scope of business process outsourcing is like, if we are perfect into one area, we should concentrate on it, and supportive activity in which we are not perfect, we should take on hire or we should hire to some expert. जो चीजों में मैं एक्सपर्ट हूँ वो चीज मैंने करनी चाहिए, और जो चीज में मैं एक्सपर्ट नहीं हूँ वो मैंने एक्सपर्ट से करना चाहिए. राइट टू अंडरस्टैंड. जो चीजें मुझे बहुत अच्छी तरीके से आती है वो चीजें के ऊपर मैंने ध्यान देना चाहिए, और जो चीजें ऐसी होती है सप्लीमेंट्री होती है. गेटिंग दिस? सो दिस activities I should get work done from the others or from other experts. That is nothing but business process outsourcing. Business process outsourcing means what? Here I will be giving contract. I will be giving contract of certain my activities to other parties, and I should save the time which I'm supposed to invest into these supplementary activities, and the saved time I will use for my core business activity. जो चीजें मेरे लिए इजी रहेंगे उसके ऊपर मैंने ज्यादा ध्यान देना चाहिए, and जो चीजें मेरे लिए उतनी इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है, but these are also part of activities. So such kind of activities, supplementary activities, we should hire to somebody else who is more expert than me into these activities. That is nothing but business process outsourcing. Okay, so it is a method of subcontracting various business related operations to third party vendors. Actually, BPO applied solely to the manufacturing entities. पहले BPO मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री में अप्लाइड किया जाता था, that outsource large segment of their supply chain. जो कोर एक्टिविटी छोड़ के नॉन कोर एक्टिविटी we will be conducting through these contractors or subcontractors, and those which are core activities of my business, I should only work those activities, and whatever is the time I should save by giving the subcontracting, the same time I will utilize to focus on core activities. So earlier this concept was the for manufacturing entities who were doing manufacturing of product, and after sale service they were outsourced. Okay, so business process outsourcing utilizes third party vendors and subcontractors to carry out the certain part of their business process. उनके कुछ पार्ट्स कैरी करने के लिए या कैरी आउट करने के लिए ये बिजनेस प्रोसेस आउटसोर्सिंग में हम लोग क्या करते थे, दूसरे लोगों को सब कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को वेंडर को देते। उनको ही क्यों देते थे? बिकॉज दैट इज देयर रूटीन टास्क, वो उनका रूटीन टास्क होते हैं। इसलिए इफ वी hire this kind of activities to the vendors, at that time accuracy will be more and they will also save certain amount of cost. They will also save my time, and my saved time I will use for my activities. मेरा कोर क्या जॉब है उसके ऊपर मैं ज्यादा फोकस करूंगा, ज्यादा ध्यान दे दूंगा। ओके, BPO began with large manufacturing companies to aid with supply chain management. Supply chain management related activities जो है inbound activities and outbound activities, ये हम लोग क्या करते थे, कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स को हायर करते थे। एंड कोर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एक्टिविटी वी वर डूइंग, जो कोर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हमारे कोर एक्टिविटी है, कोर बिजनेस है, वी शुड डू दिस बिजनेस, एंड सप्लीमेंट्री एक्टिविटी we should get done from others. That is nothing but business process outsourcing, in which what are the service supplementary activities? For example, payroll management and salary calculation, human resource employment, then accounting system maintenance, maintaining of various journals, ledgers, sales book, sales return book, purchase book, cash book, then preparation of P&L account. ये सारी चीजें हम लोग क्या करते थे, we can hire, because this is not our area. My area is to do the manufacturing of the product. So these are the supplementary activities. After that, there is the customer relationship management. Okay, taking the orders, placing the orders, then giving the service after sales, providing the discount, making the promotions, solving the customers' query, doubts, helping to the customers, or driving the customer cares. So these are the non-core activities of your business. This activity we should hire to somebody else who is expert into this activity, who is already engaged into these activities, जो कोई ऑलरेडी उसी एक्टिविटी में काम करता है। तो ये एक्टिविटी अगर मैंने उसको दे दिया तो क्या हो जाएगा, मेरा टाइम बचेगा, मेरा पैसा बचेगा, एंड द same time and same amount I will utilize for my core business activity. So this is the function of BPO. Now, key features of BPO are flexibility, cost effectiveness, and speed. So I should be more flexible, where I can save the cost and I will get it done very fast. अगर मुझे कुछ बुक मेंटेन करने के लिए 10 दिन लगते हैं, लेकिन if I hire this task to contractor at that time. Within 2 days he will make the data entry. Getting this? So it will speed up your processes if you give this outsourcing. Then nowadays Accenture is there, IBM, Infosys are these are the top BPO companies providing their services to global organizations. ये जो companies है Accenture, IBM, Infosys, they are doing the job of business process outsourcing. They are working as a contractors or subcontractors. They are taking the work from other countries as well, and they are doing these activities, and they are supporting to their core business activities of other companies. Then third party service provider is employed to carry out the business function by the company in the company. कंपनी के एक्टिविटीज करने के लिए हम लोग थर्ड पार्टी सर्विस प्रोवाइडर फाइंड करेंगे और उसको हमारा काम दे देंगे. दैट इज बिजनेस प्रोसेस आउटसोर्स. दैट थर्ड पार्टी इज रिस्पांसिबल टू फॉर कैरिंग आउट द ऑल ऑपरेशंस रिलेटेड टू बिजनेस. मेरे बिजनेस के सारे ऑपरेशंस ही विल मैनेज अपार्ट फ्रॉम माय कोर बिजनेस. मेरा कोर बिजनेस छोड़ के सारा काम उसके ऊपर हम लोग दे देंगे. Companies adopt the BPO practices in the two main areas like back office and front office. Back office यानी back office वाला official activities. Getting this? And front activities यानी जो activities front end को करनी पड़ती है. For example, placing the orders, taking the orders, as well as providing the customer cares. Getting this? As well as providing the service after sales, then delivery, then installation. ये सारे front office के काम है. Back office यानी accounting, payroll, then जो within organization जो होते हैं एक जगह पे बैठ के, उसके बाद tax system, maintenance of various books. This is the back office. So company can have two types of areas in BPO. One is the back office job as well as front office job. वे बैक ऑफिस में कौन से एक्टिविटीज आते हैं, फ्रंट ऑफिस में कौन से ऑपरेशंस आते हैं. देखिए, बैक ऑफिस रेफर्स टू द कंपनी कॉन्ट्रैक्टिंग इट्स कोर बिजनेस support operations such as accounting, payment processing, IT services, human resources, regulatory finance compliance, and quality assurance to the outside professionals who ensures business runs smoothly, who help us for smooth conduct of business. So these all are the back office work, where there is no need to involvement of business manager, to involvement of my manager. I will focus on core manufacturing activity, and rest of the back office activity I will hire to the other members, other parties. So these are the activities which comes under back activities. That is, accounting is the back activity, back office activity, payment processing, IT enabled services. That means what? Networking as well as hardware and software maintenance. Then human resource requirement, that is the contracting to the laborers, hiring the laborers, hiring the employees. Then regulatory compliances with respect to industry, with respect to government, that is also I can hire, and quality assurance. So these are the back office operations I can outsource. Then front office में support, sales, marketing, customer related activities, supplier related activities, which comes under front office expenses. Okay, now, so these are the back office operations and front office operations which we should hire. Now next one is the types of BPO. अगर business process outsourcing अगर हम लोग run करते हैं, at that time there are three types of outsourcing. There are three types of outsourcing. So first one is onshore outsourcing, second one is the near shore outsourcing, and third one is the offshore outsourcing. BPO companies are classified into three categories on the basis of their location. लोकेशन यानी मेरी कंपनी और मेरा जो आउटसोर्सिंग कंपनी है उसका लोकेशन के ऊपर ये तीन क्लासिफिकेशंस होते हैं. फर्स्ट इज द ऑन शोर. Means what? Your organization and your outsourcing company both belongs to same country, तो उसको बोलते हैं डोमेस्टिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. बोथ आर बिलोंग्स टू सेम कंट्री. अगर ये होते यानी इंडिया के कंपनी का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इंडिया के ही किसी कंपनी को अगर हम लोग आउटसोर्स करते हैं तो उसको बोलते हैं ऑनशोर बीपीओ और ऑनशोर आउटसोर्सिंग. ओके, मींस both the parties or both the companies are from same country, तो उनको बोलते हैं उसको बोलते हैं onshore. Then near shore means what? Whatever activities of your businesses which you wanted to hire to other contractors, the contractor may be from nearby nation or nearby country. Neighboring countries के neighboring countries में अगर हम लोग हमारे काम आउटसोर्स करते हैं नेबरिंग कंट्री में तो उसको बोलते हैं नियर शोर आउटसोर्स. गेटिंग दिस? So here you are giving contract of your work to your neighborhoods or neighborhood country. That is nothing but near shore. And offshore means what? When organization hires service provider from different countries, not from neighbor countries, not from same country, at that time it is called as a offshore outsourcing. Okay, now what are the benefits of this outsourcing? Why there is the trend of BPO is increasing day by day, and why there is so much of employment in India as well due to this BPO? Because first one is that with the help of this outsourcing, we can lower the cost. Okay, so one of the main reason organization outsource this is the cost reduction. I can save the cost. For example, मुझे accounting department maintain करने के लिए, for example, I require 5 people, and whose salary per month is, for example, 20,000. So 20,000 into 5, it is cost amount to 1 lakh per month. तो मुझे अकाउंटिंग डिपार्टमेंट अगर मैं खुद मेंटेन करूंगा तो उसका कॉस्ट मुझे आ रही है 1 lakh पर मंथ, because this is the entire account department which consists of 5 people. But if is there any company who will maintain me my this accounting and they will take charge of 80,000 only. ये मैं जो अकाउंटिंग मेंटेन करता हूँ उसमें मुझे 1 लाख रुपए खर्चा महीने को आता है, लेकिन अगर वही काम मैंने दूसरे ऑपरेटर को दिया, दूसरे कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को दिया, तो वो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर मुझे 1 लाख की जगह पे 80,000 को मुझे काम करके देता है. Getting this? If I get this opportunity, that time why I should generate my own accounting department? Why I should establish this? I should hand over this my accounting task to this contractor, because where I can save 20,000 rupees per month and it is more beneficial to me. So BPO help us to reduce the cost of production and cost of service. Instead of buying IT equipments, hiring more employees to do the different tasks, they can outsource the task to the service provider and reducing and eliminating overheads. तो ये सर्विस प्रोवाइडर को हम लोग को दे दिया. सर्विस प्रोवाइडर मींस व्हाट? द पर्सन who is already expert into this business and who is already doing this business. वो उसका रूटीन काम है. तो ये मेरा काम कैसा है? My core business is manufacturing of product. Maintenance of books is not my core business. So if I do non-core business, at that time I have to bear more cost. Rather than to spend more cost, what I'll do, I will hand over this task to the contractor who is more expert than me into that area, and where I can save the cost. So BPO benefit is I can get scope to lower the cost. Second is the higher efficiency. BPO companies are more experienced, so no mistakes, no errors. So they can perform their task with higher efficiency, and they have advanced technologies, advanced techniques, and advanced teams. So if they maintain my records at that time, this will be error free. There is no need to monitor these things because these are already expert. They also adopt best practices to use the latest technology uh, because they are expert into this area. They are the service provider and they are providing services like me to others as well. इसलिए मिस्टेक्स कम रहेंगे, रिजेक्शंस कम रहेंगे एंड एफिशिएंसी उनके ज्यादा रहेंगे. Okay, so whatever contract I have given to them, they will reply me, they will hand over the task completed to me without any mistakes. This is good for me, naturally results into higher efficiency and greater productivity. If I hire this kind of jobs at that time, it gives me better productivity. Third is the focus on core business content. If I save the time from this non-core business, the saved time I can utilize for my manufacturing activity. जो अननेसेसरी मेरा टाइम उसमें जाता था और वो टाइम जाने के बाद भी वो एक्टिविटी मेरे से बहुत अच्छी तरीके से मेंटेन नहीं हो पा रही, इसलिए मैंने क्या किया, उसका एक्टिविटी का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया और जो कुछ अभी मेरा टाइम बचेगा वही टाइम मेरे कोर बिजनेस में, मेरे एक्सपर्ट एक्टिविटी में मैं स्पेंड करूँ. Transferring on non-core processes to BPO company gives organization more time to focus on its main business activities. तो उसके ऊपर देने के लिए मुझे time. The next one is the global expansion. Here, if an organization decides to enter in the global market, at that time, some activity may require local market knowledge, knowledge of law, expertise, fluency of that foreign language. If I wanted to do the job into US, if I wanted to expand my activity into the US, at that time, I can't do non-core activities from India. I have to find contractors from the same location because they are having the market knowledge, local market knowledge. They are expert into their country's rules and regulations. They are more fluent. Okay, so here I can take the help of outsourcing if I want to expand the business into other countries. कोई दूसरे कंट्री में जाके अगर मुझे बिजनेस करना है तो what I will have to do, I have to focus on my core business and non-core business I can hand over to somebody who will expert into this. So this will save my time. And this global BPO help us in boosting efficiency and quicker expansion. Quick expansion करने के लिए उसे chance मिलेगा. So these are the benefits. So students, in this way, we have finished second unit. So in second unit, what we have seen some of the strategic cost management techniques. Okay. So first cost management technique that we had seen about the life cycle cost. So first was about the life cycle costing or life cycle budgeting. Yes, life cycle product life cycle costing. This was the first unit, first topic which we have studied in the second unit. So in life cycle costing, as per the product life cycle, we need to maintain the cost, we need to bear the cost, we need to control the cost, and we need to manage this cost. That we have studied. So in life cycle costing, we have studied 4 stages. That is the introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. As per this, company should have to maintain the costing system, company should have to maintain the inventory system. Accordingly, the company has to make the different kinds of expenses that we had studied in the life cycle costing. Then in target costing, what we studied, we have identified all the activities in the production system. We have listed down the production system activities and we have set the targets for each and every activities. We have decided the standards. We have decided the standards for each and every activities and we have tried to follow the standards. We have tried to follow the standards. Standard of material cost, standard of labor cost, standard of electricity, standard of raw material. तो ये सब कुछ स्टैंडर्ड्स हम लोगों ने डिसाइड किए. target costing. We have tried to follow the standards, so automatically cost will be saved there. That is second tool of strategic cost management. Then we have seen value analysis, value chain analysis. In value chain analysis, we have studied primary activities and secondary activities. Primary activities means what? These are the core activities of your business. And secondary means what? These are the supporting activities of business. So we have just identified the activities which will add value into my product. And those activities which should not add value into my product, I have to reduce it. I have to skip it. I have to remove these kind of activities. That is something about value chain analysis. So by adding one activities, how value of my product is increasing. What is the value addition into my product, that we have studied into value chain analysis. Then in value engineering में हम लोगों ने value engineering में क्या किया? We have engineered, we have emerged, or we have introduced our new system. We have innovated, we have designed. Value engineering में हम लोग क्या करेंगे? We will create new processes, new methodologies, new machineries which will create the value which is not in existence. इंजीनियरिंग में हम लोगों ने इनोवेशंस किए, रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट किए, नए मेथोडोलॉजी लॉन्च किए, टू नए सप्लायर्स. इंजीनियरिंग में we should have found various kinds of alternatives to each and every step in the business. हर एक स्टेप को नया अल्टरनेटिव ढूंढा और नए अल्टरनेटिव से काम करने का ट्राई किया. So best alternatives we have defined, we have decided in the value engineering. हर एक स्टेप रॉ मटेरियल के सप्लायर के लिए नंबर ऑफ सप्लायर्स आर देयर एंड बेस्ट सप्लायर आई कैन फाइंड. देन लेबर के लिए भी मेरे पास 3-4 ऑप्शन है. 3-4 ऑप्शन में से बेस्ट ऑप्शन में चूज करूंगा. एक्सपेंसेस के बारे में हर जगह पे मैंने क्या किया? अल्टरनेटिव्स ढूंढा और अल्टरनेटिव्स मैंने ट्राई किया. द अल्टरनेटिव्स व्हिच आई हैव ट्राइड, दैट इज विद मिनिमम कॉस्ट. ये देखा हम लोगों ने वैल्यू इंजीनियरिंग. थ्रूपुट कॉस्टिंग में हम लोगों ने क्या किया? We have just considered direct expenses, direct material and direct material cost. Here, this is throughput costing is the internal process. We should not use for external parties. This is the internal activities in which the expenses which will come in the form of overheads we will take into consideration later on. As now we will consider only direct expenses. Then लीन अकाउंटिंग में हम लोगों ने क्या किया? वेस्ट रिमूव किया, अननेसेसरी कॉस्ट हम लोगों ने रिमूव किया एंड इफिशिएंसी बढ़ाने के लिए जो कुछ करना है वो सब कुछ हम लोगों ने लीन अकाउंटिंग में किया. एंड लास्ट वन इज द बिजनेस प्रोसेस आउटसोर्सिंग. सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कॉस्टिंग यानी जो कॉस्टिंग हम लोग व्हाटएवर एक्सपेंसेस वी आर बेयरिंग उसका इकोनॉमी के ऊपर, सोसाइटी के ऊपर क्या असर होता है उसका कॉस्टिंग. And last one is the business process outsourcing. Business process outsourcing is also part of strategic cost management, where I can focus on core business and I should contract non-core business to some parties. That is the objective of business process outsourcing. So students, in this way, we have seen 7 to 8 techniques of strategic cost management in second unit. In third unit, we will study activity based costing. So we will finish third unit and then we will go to the next subject, that is the risk management. पहले इसी चैप्टर में से, इसी सब्जेक्ट में से 3 यूनिट हम लोग फिनिश करेंगे. थर्ड यूनिट में बी फिनिश इन द नेक्स्ट वीक और उसके बाद नया सब्जेक्ट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट स्टार्ट करेंगे. These 3 units are interrelated to each other. That's why we have to finish at once. Okay, so we have finished our time. Let us stop here and see you to the next lecture. So we have finished 2 units. Okay, thank you so much.